Hey YouTube, my name's Nick James and I'm going to be teaching you guitar. Are you interested in making your chord progressions more interesting and wanting to know how to finger pick and create strumming patterns that way? Then this lesson is for you. It's actually a Your Guitar Questions Answered series, and we're following up with HaenZky to try and answer his question as far as how I create chord progressions using different kind of plucking and muting and strumming, just using my fingers without a pick. So how this is done is really important to the right hand, and typically you're using your thumb and then you're using your three fingers to pluck either these set of three strings, the D, G, and B, or the bottom three strings. And that's really important for this kind of style that I end up playing a lot. I don't really use a pick too much, so this has always worked for me. And the way I approach it is I try to, just basically use the root note. So if I'm playing a G chord, I'm using the root note to play with my thumb, and then I'm plucking either these, D, G, and B strings, or the high G, B, and E strings. And I'm mixing in, some strumming, some downstrokes, and that's usually being played with like kind of the nails of my hand. I'm muting a little bit with the palm of my right hand. And, sometimes I'll just play single notes in there like that. And it really becomes more full, in my opinion, because it sounds like there's percussion added. So you're doing different slapping and muting to kind of make just a more full chord progression. And especially if you're playing by yourself, this just makes it more fun and interesting because just strumming with a pick, you're kind of limited. Not that there's anything wrong with using a pick. I've always just preferred to pluck the strings with my fingers. And again, if I'm playing like an A chord where the A note is rooted, I'm playing that with my thumb. And then I'm plucking this three strings below, the D, G, and B, with my pointer, middle, and ring finger. So another thing that really changes the sound of the chord is just by taking that same A chord and using the three fingers to pluck the bottom three strings. And hammer-ons and pull-offs add that last kind of missing touch to give your chord progression some melodies to work off of. So if I was playing the A chord, I could just play it like this with the middle four strings. Add in some slapping and muting. But the really cool thing for me is when I take the bottom three strings and pluck those. And it gives you a lot of variety. You can, use your embellishments to hammer on and pull off different chords, but using this technique, I've kind of always liked playing, chord progressions in this way because it just sounds more interesting to me. So I hope that helps answer your question. And, the tempo and timing and stuff has come uh, through a lot of practice. So maybe we'll make a more in-depth lesson in the future on this subject. But that's more or less how I get that sound. So hopefully you get some, you know, new things to work on. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Thanks.